What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the American Song Podcast as we recap episode 3 of, well, the American Song Contest. Heat number 3. Really some amazing performances tonight. Yes, we were recording this right after the episode. Myself and our co-host, Mr. Adam Peters. Adam, how you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Woo-woo!
Heat 3. Let's go.
It was
the first time recording it directly after the episode.
Yes.
So it's late here, almost 11 o'clock already on
past
the
my
East
bedtime
Coast of the United States. And you're not feeling too well, but we're going to push through.
That's true. I got a sinus
man,
infection.
That's all right. Well,
but hey,
sleep is great for that, but who cares, I guess.
The American Song Podcast does not stop.
That's right. And welcome to the only podcast directly based solely around the American Song Contest. Now, there are some other podcasts that do cover it, but those are, more Eurovision centric podcasts that are going over here into our lane. No, this is, if you want American Song Contest content, you come here.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
Simply cannot do it.
No. All right, Adam, episode 3, thoughts overall.
Well, we started off by getting the results from last week, man. And I texted you earlier in the day with just kind of accumulating who I thought might move on based on what I'd seen on social media, kind of the Spotify plays, some of the TikTok plays, just seeing from Reddit and Facebook, like who are people really feeling? And, it's hard because I don't know. But prior to this week, we didn't know the jury's votes for everybody, and that I think factors into stuff. So it's hard to know, but I correctly predicted, well, I should say my favorites, my top 3 favorites were the ones that moved on last week. So I felt pretty in tune with the general public, but this week
you were way off.
I thank you for letting me know that. Yeah. So I had Oregon, New York, and Kansas in my top 3, my personal top 3 last week.
Yeah.
But I predicted when I texted you, I said New York, North Dakota, New York, Virgin Islands. That's who I thought was going through.
How many of those actually did?
North Dakota went through.
That's true.
And yeah, she was getting so much love online, and we really liked her, but she was kind of in the middle for us. But man, the internet went crazy for her, and it's well-deserved. She's a star. So Kansas, I did not predict him to go through, but he was my number 1. He was my top favorite song, probably of the whole contest so far. I'm so glad Broderick Jones went through. Thank you, America. Great voting.
Yeah. You honestly said he had that like Bieber vibe to him. And so that's where I was like, you know what? He might have enough star power to move forward.
And I'm really surprised New York didn't get through. I know you're disappointed about it.
I know.
But hey, Montana was the other one to go through. I had him at number 5. I did not see a ton of love for him online, but I think the jury had him pretty high, and it was a great song. I'm super glad that one went on. So we didn't get everything we wanted, but we definitely got some, especially with Kansas and Montana. And even North Dakota. Neither of us are a big fan of the jury selection for that week, but we'll move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bummed about the results. Obviously, some of them, like Oregon, we knew they probably weren't going to move forward, even though we liked them. We just kind of knew that it just didn't have the same energy from the online vote and the online reaction that we did. I thought we were, kind of separated from the public on our opinion of them, and really just most of the other people that we expected. I mean, your prediction, I know it was pretty wrong, but it was pretty much in line with where I was thinking who was going to move forward. So a little bit surprising there from the online vote. I wasn't disappointed, though. There weren't really any that moved forward that I was like, except for Jordan. I really, just...
Yeah, and hey, jury, check the Spotify plays, and you'll see Oregon's song is way up top.
I hope they do move on as that wild card.
You guys, you guys are the industry experts, and Oregon's dominating the Spotify charts. Granted, we did see they're a part of some alternative playlists that probably helped push those numbers, but
Yeah.
that was our little fan favorite here on the
Mhm.
show, but I was pretty sure they weren't going to go on.
Which I do
Million
hope that,
Dollar
you know,
Smoothies whole
the
life.
American Song Podcast or American Song Contest reaches out to us and they say, hey, we're going to add a third wild card to the tournament. Who do you think should move on? And if that's the case, I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and rep, you know, good old Portland.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. So let's get into this episode, Heat 3.
Phew, it was a toughie. It was definitely heat. It was hot.
It was heat, man. I just like last week, I had 7 songs that I really like. Okay, and then that's kind of like what I tend to do is I have like a line, and after that line, when I vote online, I divvy up my votes for like my top ones, and then I kind of have a line where I stop voting for them. Just everybody below that line, I don't really vote for. They're kind of the best of the rest. I had a
Okay.
top 7, really top. I mean, I ranked everybody, but really a top 7 here of songs I really liked, man. It was a strong heat. And we started down in Texas with Grant Kanoki.
Yes. And he had
Our
such a
boy.
cool story. Like dancer turned
Grant's our
pop
boy.
singer. He was good.
Yeah, I love that he's a dancer. I love that he did the Kids Bop thing. He's only 19 years old. And what I wanted to say also was how impressive it is to be selected from a state that big.
Right.
Okay. You have so much just being the one that was selected from your state. If it's a big state like New York, Florida, Texas, California, you have so much competition to even get to the competition. So that was, regardless of how he did, that was going to be impressive to me.
Mhm.
Now, we've interacted with his parents on the Facebook page, and it's great to
Right.
see so many parents of a bunch of different contestants being on Facebook like parents are and just promoting the heck out of their kid. And love to see it. Love Sean, love Andrea. They're beautiful, amazing people who are like fully in support of their children's dreams. And I say children because Grant's brother was the drummer for his set or for
So
his,
cool.
for his performance, which was really, really cool. And, because I have that personal tie of like talking to them a little bit, I was like, oh man, I hope it's going to be good. And it was. Oh yeah, Grant Kanoki, man, he kicked ass.
He really did. And I had down in my notes that was a banger and a half. The choreography was stellar, and the video screens really added to it as well. The fact that he danced with the screens and did all those different things, it was an experience. And I think that's one of the things that like Eurovision fans love as well, is the production experience of the song, where you not only have just like a quality song, but you have this cool production that's tied in with it as well. And so I think that was why I loved Texas as well. And I think he's one that it'll shock me if he doesn't move on, because I think he's got that star power, he's got that fun, and what a cool way to open up the night as well. Then we go on to Louisiana, and I
want to say one more thing about Grant, man.
Go ahead, hit me with your Grant fact.
We got to see like the best male dancer so far.
True.
I mean, the way he was moving while singing, was super impressive. And I wanted to give my rankings as we go.
Okay. Gotcha.
At the end, and we're doing this just one hour right after the show.
Right.
Didn't really get a chance to
Instant
go back to
reaction.
Spotify and check and everything. Pretty much, man. I had him at number 3 for the night.
I had him at number 2. So we were pretty close. Actually, no, sorry. I had him at number 3 as well. Number 3 as well. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
We matched up right there.
Yeah, numbers are hard.
There we go. Math. So Louisiana, I had down Elle King meets Adele. This is a radio hit. Her range is insane. Love the rock vibes. This would make a great alternative song. What was your
There's
thought?
a lot of talent in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I went to New Orleans a few weeks ago, actually, for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I saw probably 5 to 10 bands, and
you saw a cool jazz band in like a park, right?
Yeah, I did. So many good bands, so much talent in that city and in that state. And again, to be the one that was selected for this contest is an amazing accomplishment for this artist. So good for her. Um, I really liked the performance. I really liked the visuals. I
Yeah.
think they kind of played on there's a lot of spiritualism in New Orleans. There's like ghost tours on every corner. And, American Horror Story, they did that season there as well. That's kind of a vibe that gets picked on with New Orleans, and they kind of play that into the performance. Um, I was not as into the song as it seems like you were, but it's a good song. I thought it had a good hook, which does carry a lot of weight. It's a bit more of a pop, like a more of a pop version of the North Dakota song from last week.
Right.
It's not, and it wasn't at my top, but it is a strong hook, which carries a lot of weight when trying to outshine the other songs, but it just really wasn't the one for me.
Yeah. I had her at 6.
I had her down at 10.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think she's got a great career ahead of her. I think she has an amazing voice.
But you would not vote
Song
for
just
her.
wasn't really for me. Yeah, she's past my breaking point.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So then we go over to Tennessee. Back to Tennessee, like that song from
Oh,
the Hannah
yeah.
Montana movie.
You ever been to Tennessee?
I have not, but I've heard that it is the bachelorette party capital of the United States.
Oh, dude, I
according to
heard
the
that
package.
too. That's wild. Yeah, I played a show there one time, but it was kinda raining the whole time, and I didn't really get to see it. Would love to go back. This guy's pretty big. I checked his Spotify count, he's got nearly 600,000 monthly listeners, so this is a big artist.
Yeah.
Um,
I put him down as
the
Luke
ma
Combs Jr. Like he has that same sound as like a Luke Combs type of country singer. And even the lyrics too had the mold of like a perfect 2022 country radio song, something that, might work really well in country radio for like 2 months. And it would also become like somebody's wedding song. It sounded like a first dance song. That's kind of where I saw this song going. I didn't see it in the same boat as which state was it North Dakota last week that had the great country song
Montana.
Montana. There we go. It didn't have the Montana star quality, the like, oh, look at this heartthrob up on stage running around singing his country song kind of vibe. But I could definitely see this guy as being like a Nashville recording artist for sure.
Couldn't disagree more. I thought this guy is a different kind of star power. He's subdued. He's like the small town. The other guy, like, yeah, he was from a small town, but like that boy's a star. This
Okay.
guy is like has more of a small town quiet vibe, but like you can tell he's got country star power, and you can tell he plays a mean guitar, and you can tell that his voice was going to be something special, and it was. And I listened to this song on Spotify beforehand, and I was like, "This is going to be something."
All right.
And his voice sounded just the same in the live version. And this song, well deserved of the jury selection. I think they finally got one right. Not that it was my number 1, but it was my number 2.
Okay.
This song, I think it's called 17, right? And that age, as you know, you were 17 once. That age evokes such a strong emotion. And I can't tell exactly what the song's about from the 2 listens, but it essentially talks about getting a letter in March and knowing you're gonna have to make this big life decision. And a lot of people connect to that when they go to college, when they get their assignment for the military, okay, and they know they have to go somewhere and leave something behind. And you have this major change happen after your childhood has been so repetitive. And it
Yeah.
is evokes such an emotional response, and that really came across in the song. And it had one of the best instrumental breaks of the whole season so far as well.
Okay.
I thought this was fantastic, amazing emotion, amazing performance. Number 2 for me.
I had him at 4. So I want to say like I didn't have him down that far. I just thought that he was like just outside of, moving on. But I guess technically based on that mathematically he would have moved on. because of being at number four. But yeah, I thought he was good. I just don't think he'd move forward in the competition if he were to move on. So that's just my thoughts. But
Let's go
then
up. Let's go to the Northeast a little bit. Let's go to New Jersey.
New Jersey. Let's go to New Jersey. That wasn't part of the package, by
She's
the way.
so likable.
She's the
She's
most
such a
likable.
likable person. Girl next door vibe in her interviews, and then it like shows clips from her videos, and she's just an absolute phenom,
Yes.
absolute star, just a kick-ass person.
If you were to compare her to any of the current female pop stars of today, who would you compare her to?
You know, her look had like she compared herself to Dua Lipa, and you know, you saw that a lot,
Yeah.
but like there was like a musical theater element to her performance as well, you know? Like, she's special, she can
It's
do a
like throwing
lot of
that
things,
camera
man.
down, doing her thing. Like, yeah, from the outfits to the choreography, the whole thing was just a smash.
What did she say, Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift? Did she make that comparison?
She
Because
did.
the performance reminded me of the "You Belong With Me" music video, and her kinda look and sound reminded me of Dua Lipa in a lot of ways. Also, the song had a little bit of a Billie Eilish vibe that I would like to get into as well.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the song?
I thought it was really good. I agree with you on the Dua Lipa vibe. That's really what I kind of got from her. The song itself is catchy. I had it down to where that was a song that I would have stuck in my head. Which we've both talked about the power of the hook with a lot of these performances the last couple of weeks, and I think that is one of the songs that the hook was so good and the song was so catchy that it is a song that like I'll have stuck in my head moving forward. Whereas there are some artists that have been on this in the last couple of weeks that we've been like, I don't even remember how that song went. So
Sure.
I think out of all the songs tonight, it has the most stuck in my headness of all of them.
Yeah, it's got one of the best hooks of the whole show. Um, you know, for me, from a songwriting perspective, I would have preferred, like, either a faster tempo to the song or a bigger chorus. The verse was very subdued, and then the chorus only came up, like, halfway, and now the thing is, a lot of Billie Eilish songs do that, and she's one of the biggest artists in the world, so it's
Mhm.
like, well, what do I know? Maybe things are changing about choruses, and I need to change my view, but that's just how I felt listening to it. But it doesn't really matter because, again, one of the strongest hooks I've heard in a long time,
Right.
and that carried it. She's got so much star power. Um, she's just a badass, is an awesome song, and it's the one that hurts me because I have it at 7, and I think it deserves better, but there were a lot of good songs tonight.
It's
And
true.
it makes me feel sad, but I'm
I had her at
excited for this
5.
person's career.
I had her
5.
at 5. I hope that I hope both her and New York from last week, I hope they both have great pop top 40 careers.
Yeah, they will, and they deserve to. Let's go down south.
Phew. Sweet home Alabama.
Bum, 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 no, 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 no.
When the duos are eh? What are your
Man,
thoughts?
I have a lot to say.
Okay, let's hear it.
The first photo I saw of them, I said, "Oh, they're good."
Yeah, same.
You know, you sometimes you have a look and you go, "Oh,
Right. When they did the
they're special."
pre-commercial thing where it was like, all right, here they come. And I was like, ooh, I'm excited for them. They're going to be awesome.
I loved their segment about the state. I loved them touching even so briefly on just the importance of the interracial nature of like relationships between music and personal in the past
Mhm.
in Alabama, which was such a place of struggle for the civil rights movement, and still in many ways is a struggle for uh, marginalized groups today and talking about their own relationship and putting themselves out there like that. Like, they only touched on it briefly, but I thought it was very special and nice to see.
Right.
This was my favorite song when I listened to them on the Spotify earlier in the day.
Okay.
Something went off in the performance, I think, or it just doesn't translate well, at least on the speakers that I had. It just did not translate to the live performance, and it broke my heart because I felt like people were not seeing how good this song really was, and I just didn't really know where to place it because of that. And, did you have the same experience on your end?
I was kind of in the same boat. I'm actually going back to see where I had put them. Yeah, I had them closer towards the bottom. But I had put initially, holy crap, I love them as a duo. They have serious star power. Unfortunately, vocally, there were some moments that I got nervous. And
Yes.
whenever they needed to blend together, they sounded really good.
Mhm.
But then whenever they were isolated on their own, I was worried. And I don't know, like I was telling you, I was like, maybe they had an auto-tune setting on and it was in the wrong key. But there were just some moments where I was like, ooh, I don't know about this.
I think something about the mix, something in particular went wrong because of how high the jury did have them.
Yeah.
I don't remember where it was, but it was somewhere between the middle to the top, and which shows me that, the rehearsal must have gone better,
Right.
or they heard the recorded version and loved it. I had them I wanted to have them at 1, man, the song is that good. Instead, I put it at 7 and then re-listened to it after the show and just fell in love with that song again and moved it up 1 spot to 6.
I
So
had them
that's
at
where I've got
8.
it. It's at 6 solely on the recorded version, basically, man.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have had it down at, like, 10, and I don't blame viewers that don't connect with it.
Yeah. But then we moved just a little bit next door to one of the SEC football rivals to the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Gators of Florida. And I'm going to tell you now, without a doubt, there's no one anywhere near her. She is my number one. I'm going to let you take the reins on this one for just a moment because I need to get my laptop charger so this doesn't shut down. While I
No
do
problem,
that,
man. I
give us
got a
your
lot
thoughts
to
on
say.
Florida.
Absolutely, because I have her at number 1 too. She's phenomenal. I'm not like you, I don't have her way above everybody else, man, but she is number 1 for me. She's got a great story. I like that she's already a songwriter and has done a lot of things, you can tell. God, she's amazing star power. Gosh, she's an amazing voice. The visuals were phenomenal. Felt like I was in the middle of Legally Blonde, the musical. The song is so good. She's badass. The instrumentation was sick. It was like I don't remember what the instrument's called, man. But what a hook. What a chorus.
What
The
a
number
hook,
1
what a
song.
chorus.
Unbelievable. She's from Colombia originally, so shout out to Colombia. Shout out to the people of Cucuta, Colombia, and my friend Angela down there. She's amazing.
I don't know if we're breaking a law
Dude.
here, but this is a jam.
Gosh, man, it's number 1. It's number 1. What else is there to say, man?
I want to see her live.
Yes. Yeah, give me her stadium tour.
Give me her stadium
now.
tour.
Like, it's my number 1. If it doesn't move forward, I already saw people raving about it online, actually.
Right. If she doesn't move on, she's the one performer out of the 55 that I guarantee she's going to get picked up as like an opener on like a Dua Lipa tour, on like, you know,
Sure.
she's going to be, you know, on a Camila Cabello track. Like, I don't know. I had down though, I'm in love with her first and foremost because she just, her personality, her performance, her package, everything was just, I love her. Flirt, it's a bop. It's cute. The dance was fantastic. The production quality was so great. Like the weird like camera jerks and what like when it would jerk over and everything was in the right spot and their faces were right there on the lens. Everything was like a music video. That was what I had down. Whenever you can make your live performance like a music video and not have it be like this kind of regurgitated, like cheesy Disney Channel nonsense, it was fantastic. Like number
He was
one,
perfect, man.
she needs to move on. If she doesn't, it will be tragic, but not for her career because she's got an incredible future. I mean, by far. Where did you have her ranking wise?
I told the people, man, number one.
Good.
Trust me, I went through this, man. I have a number one.
I'm glad. You want to know who I had in last place?
What?
You want to know who I had in last place?
Oh no. Oh no.
And man, this is where I know 100% because we were texting during this moment in the show. I know for a fact there's going to be quite the disagreement on this one, but man, in last place, down at the very bottom, I had Jewel. And
no, buddy, you misinterpreted my text.
Oh, were you being sarcastic?
No, I said, why was that bad?
Oh,
I thought you meant you.
I thought you were asking
I didn't mean
me
why did you
it
think that was bad?
Okay.
No, I meant why was that performance bad?
So Jewel, forgotten artist of our childhood. When they played that song in her package, I was like, oh yeah, Jewel. She was great, but she's great because she has this like rough yodeled style of country pop from the 90s that was its own sound then, and it was really good then. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work now. And then unfortunately, she took a song that was definitely like a combination of 8 Taylor Swift songs from the early to mid 2000s, and she like the ones that she wrote when she first started her career, and mashed them all together, decided to have the same live performance quality of an early Taylor Swift live performance from like the Kids' Choice Awards, and sang it roughly. The live quality just was not good. And I haven't even heard the version from like the actual recorded Spotify version. I'm afraid to, because I just didn't think it was a good song. And
it's pretty good. The recorded version's pretty good.
Why is it called The Story?
And that's the only, and the recorded version being decent is the only reason that I have it where I have it, which is number 9. And
okay, it sounds like a Eurovision song, but I don't want to say
it really does,
because if that's bad, like I don't know if that's an insult to Eurovision.
I thought there was a fascinating use of key changes in this song, where the verse would honestly change keys from the chorus. It was really interesting. It was really cool. I really think it was just an issue of not translating to TV and her performance not really being there. There's not much to say about it, man. I really just think it suffered from a live aspect and a TV aspect, but she said something really interesting in her segment, and that was that anybody can come up with a great song and it can be a hit. And that is honestly so true. And everybody can come up with an amazing hook, an amazing chorus, if they just like. Every person could. Anybody could. And now there's people that do it more consistently,
right, and
do it all the time, and those are the people that make a career out of it. But there are so many people that should just give songwriting and creativity a shot. And I just thought that was a really important thing that she said, because songwriting is not an unattainable art. It's something that everybody can do. You might just not be able to do it as consistently as some other artists.
Right.
I think we got rid of State the Facts.
I think
State the Facts is gone.
I think it's gone. Because I didn't notice it at all.
We did it.
Did we do that? Devil. We single-handedly brought down Snoop Dogg's weird in between the commercials segment. Was there a halftime show? It was us in the
community. I don't think there was a halftime show.
I don't think there was a halftime show.
I don't think there was a halftime show.
Oh my God.
We did it. We did it.
Guys, we're producing American Song Contest. I'm almost positive there wasn't a halftime report. If there was, I
There wasn't,
didn't
man.
notice it. Wow.
Hey, let's go to South Carolina.
Let's go to South Carolina. Eyes to eye. Basically, if you didn't watch that portion of the show, South Carolina's performance was literally Powerline from the Goofy movie in the 90s. 100% copied, key for note for note, line for line. It was eye to eye. I'm going to lose my voice right here in this moment because I'm going to die on this sword. It was eye to eye from a Goofy movie. Was it bad? Nah, no, it wasn't terrible, but it was eye to eye from a Goofy movie. I had it started out here. I said, wow, he's kind of like Jason Derulo. And then I finally said, no, oh my goodness, he is the same voice as the guy that sang the Powerline songs in a Goofy movie. I don't know if I love it or hate it.
Listen, man, you're gonna like it a lot more in a few months when you're on a water slide on a Disney cruise and it's playing. Then you'll really go to appreciate this song.
There.
I don't know, man. You said it all. It sounds like it could go to Derulo or Chris Brown or hopefully somebody more likable than the person I just named. Um, it is I want to say it is a good song and it is a good chorus and he did a good job. And that I think those are all true,
Yeah.
but it also is just so cheesy and I thought it might play well with the jury. Okay, they're the most inside industry people, and they liked Kentucky's song from last week, which was equally as a cheese fest and I think less good than this song. And they did not the jury did not like this song. So that just tells me
Hey,
a lot.
I think he could put together a great duo song with the one that is right below him, which is Jewel, because he was my next to last. Moving on. South Dakota.
I had him at
Okay, go. Yeah, give us your.
I had
give us
him
your
I had
ranking.
him one spot. I had him one spot above Jewel as well. I had him at number 8.
Okay. Okay. South Dakota. Judd Hughes. Great name. I had trouble understanding the words at times, but that wasn't really necessarily them. I think it was more so of a mixing issue or something off with the live performance. But the song just was generic. It kind of reminded me of the rival band in the Disney Channel original movie Lemonade Mouth. Okay?
Dude, this is just the rock version of the previous song.
Yes.
But less good.
What was it like? I like a good girl that's a bad girl. What was it? I'm a good guy that wants a bad
11.
girl. I don't know.
Number 11 for me.
It just didn't blow my mind. No disrespect to them. Probably a fun band to see live, but it's just not going to be the kind of thing to move forward. Now, you gave us your ranking and your thoughts. Did you want any more thoughts on South Dakota?
You said the same thing, man. You said if you saw it live, if I saw this band at a show and they played that song, I'd be like, yeah, this band's cool. This band's fun. This band's good.
Yeah.
But it just isn't at the level that this competition needs to be. So, yeah, I got them at 11, man.
Yeah. So then we move on. And, one of my favorite places to go to whenever it comes time to get clothes for a new school year, I go to the Tanger Outlets at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. And it's great because there's a place called the Vanity Fair Outlet, and there's some really good clothing items. My parents used to get me some really high quality Levi jeans there. Yeah, it's a great place. Bethany Beach, quality boardwalk. And of course, if you didn't know, in the package, it's tax-free. The state is tax-free. There's also a town called Wilmington. President Joe Biden lives there. I don't know. He used to take the Amtrak there every morning. Great state. Small state. There's a lot of farmland if you're driving to Ocean City, Maryland. It's a really confusing commute. But honestly, I'm going to have to leave this up to you. I went to the bathroom during Delaware's performance, and I don't know
Dog. Give me a break, dude. You missed a hell of a show.
I'm gonna preview it right now, so I know.
She has a
Train.
fantastic, fantastic name. Is that the Spotify version?
Yes.
Okay. Here, here's the thing. It's good on Spotify. It's good on Spotify, but like it's like kind of in the middle for me on Spotify. You
Okay.
know, if I had to rank them just off recordings,
The
live,
next ranking section.
dude, live. If I did everything based solely on the performance, this would have been my number one.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. She kicked you in the teeth harder than you've ever been kicked in the teeth before. The vocals were unbelievable.
I very unfairly put her
Unbelievable, man.
right between Louisiana and Alabama only because I didn't get to watch it.
You need to yeah, don't even bother with the Spotify version. Go watch the performance and your jaw will drop. I have her at number 4 because the recorded version didn't do that much for me, and the song, I don't know, like, I obviously like it a lot. I have it number 4. I would like it for it to advance, but, uh, man, it is a special performance. It is one of my favorite performances of the whole season. Definitely check it out
Gotcha.
before we head over to NMI, baby.
The Northern Mariana Islands. Fun. Cute. The song was fun and cute. Um yeah. That's really all I can think of. It's not a winner. I thought it was neat. I felt really bad because it was the moment I think where we saw that the hosts are human. Because
Yes.
you typically expected after every performance since the beginning of this show's existence, you had Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson after each one that were like, wow, that was amazing. That was awesome. My goodness, I'm bopping to this whole thing. This is so good. And you cut to Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg, and Kelly's like, wow, you know, that's something that we haven't seen or heard yet in this competition. So good for you for bringing the uniqueness. And I was like, man, okay, that could have gone a lot better.
Yeah, it was honestly kind of rude, kind of a rude response
Yeah.
by her. Um, and, you know, Snoop was normal about it.
Yeah.
Look, the Northern Mariana Islands has roughly the same population as our hometown, to give you an idea. Um, so when I talk about how impressive it is when people get selected from California and Texas and the number of competitors they had to beat out to get there, it's the opposite here with NMI, okay? And you just have a way smaller pool to select candidates from, and therefore thus by the theory of competition, you're less likely to have a great competitor.
You weren't
Like I said,
wrong.
it's basic. Yes, I know. It's 50 some thousand. Like
Our
it's basically like
hometown.
if it's our hometown's like 48,000 or something like
Yeah.
that. Like
And there's
it's basically
57,557.
it's basically like again, if we had to select somebody from our hometown, I don't know if anybody else in our hometown knows this show exists. Okay, I would have had to be the guy from our hometown to go if we did it that way, and I would have done a bad job. So, um, you know, I've had a few songs that did okay, but I don't think I would have been ready for this moment. And unfortunately, I don't think he was either. I had that as my 12th out of 12th ranked song. There's not much
Wow.
more to say.
I mean, I had him above Jewel and above South Carolina.
I understand.
It was Alaska in the back, South Carolina right above, then Northern Mariana Islands. So yeah, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't bad. It just was. It was society. It happened. All right. You know what? Let's just move
Oh,
on. Whoa.
ow.
Uh oh.
I'm okay. I feel something. I feel something.
Uh oh. What
It's
are you feeling?
I feel something.
What are you feeling? The what?
I feel the love.
You feel the love.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let me just get my thoughts out of the way before we talk about the song. Kelly Clarkson opening up and saying, "We'll be right back with an up and coming artist by the name of Riker Lynch." I wasn't mad about Michael Bolton. I wasn't mad about Jordan Smith from The Voice. And you know what? The Jewel song sucked, but I wasn't mad about Jewel being on the show. But you don't bring on Riker Lynch and tell us that he is an up and coming singer when he finished second place on season God knows what of Dancing with the Stars. And he spent a total of 2 seasons as a Dalton Warbler on the television show Glee.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So not to mention too, he was in the band R5 with Ross Lynch. She was a star in Disney Channel. So he's got experience, but he still actually tried to like portray himself as a, hey, you guys don't know me, but I'm Riker Lynch.
No, that's not true. He talked about how his band was signed to Hollywood Records, which is like
True.
one of the biggest labels.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, he skipped over being on Glee and doing Dance with the Stars and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, he's kind of like the guy from Tennessee. He kind of falls in with this area where a lot of people know him, but a lot of people don't. It's
Yeah.
not quite the level of Jewel and Michael Bolton, but
man, was it fun.
Oh, this is a great song. And I loved, and if you know R5, okay, they had some great songs.
Right.
Like they had a song called I Feel the Love. And
Uh-oh.
it's a different song, but it was phenomenal. And they had a great song called If I Can't Be With You. They were great. And I love that he kept doing it with his siblings. I know his sister was on the stage. I wasn't sure about the other guys.
I did not see Ross.
Siblings. I couldn't tell, yeah.
Which I was bummed.
Because their looks, I'm sure, have changed over the years.
Would have been great to have one half of Austin and Allie.
Well, I know Ross wasn't there, but I don't remember the rest of their names. The song rocks, dude.
It really was. It was great. I had him in second. I was not going to treat Riker Lynch unfairly, but I also wasn't going to put him above Flirt, because flirt is the word. Like bird is the word. Flirt is the word. Flirt was the song. Flirt is going to move on to the finals of this competition. Ali Zabala, she is a queen, and we're all living in her world. That's all.
I have him at number 5.
R5.
So yeah, but I really like the song. Like I like it a lot. I actually wrote that it's just like the South Carolina song, where it's kind of cheesy. It's got a Disney feel, but it's done better. It's less cheesy.
Yeah.
It's a great performance. It's a great song.
Right.
The most crowd interaction we've seen of the competition. I don't know if they relaxed the COVID rules or if this was just the first guy who did it or what happened there. But that
now
was
we
really
know that
fun
whoever goes on at the end of the episode gets the confetti cannon, though.
Yeah, man. It was a great performance. It was a lot of fun. I would be perfectly happy to see this song move on, see Riker keep going, R5 till I die.
Right. Now, the thing is, like, this trend so far of who moves on, like, based on the jury selections, man, if the jury was the one that was just choosing, like, who moves on in general, boy, would it be a boring tournament.
Man,
because you would have, like,
honestly, I
all
was
of
saying,
the
like, I would
rugged country sad songs.
I was saying, like, it might be tough if we had to send me from my hometown to represent, but actually I might do quite well as a white male.
Fair.
They seem to love those.
They really enjoy the white males. 100%. I was trying to see what everybody thought on the Reddit threads.
This was the best jury selection to me that they've done so far. I was fine with this selection. And I liked the transparent process we saw this week of seeing where they had everybody. So that was good. We'll see what happens. We have our rankings out there. I'd love to read the Facebook page, read the Reddit page this week, and see where everybody else kind of has it lined up. Love seeing everybody's rankings come in and they just be all over the place. It should be a good time. It's fun to look at throughout the week. What's that look on your face mean?
I think overall, my favorite Reddit comment of the night was somebody that clearly had the opposite reaction of the jury who, picked Tennessee, who says, Tennessee? More like number 12 is C.
Wow.
I
don't know, man. I thought that song was great. So I have not we're doing it right after the show, so I haven't gotten to look at really anything except someone making a racist comment on the Facebook page, which is pretty normal for Facebook. But we will be back next week.
Yes.
And for Heat 4, is that the last Heat?
No, 55 states, right? Like states and territories. 50 states,
so
5 territories. Rounds. So I think we got two more heats. Yeah.
Okay.
I think something like that.
Let's do it.
I can't wait for bracket time when we get to create like March Madness brackets, right? Is that how it works?
I don't know, and I don't want us to get yelled at by
that's true.
The Eurovision fans again.
The jury of Eurovision fans.
Let's move off of that.
We're gonna jump off of that one, but go ahead. What's your sign off? We had the green smoothies. We had keep new bootin'. Give it to us.
Keep on flirting.
Oh, keep on flirting. I love it. Peace out, guys. See you next week.